On this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence, my special guest, makeup artist, beauty professional, Rory Lee, and I uncover the secret to flawless makeup, no matter your age. If you're interested in that, stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures. To imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Well, hello, and welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and on today's show, we have an amazing guest, as we always do when we have a guest. And I'm going to get to her in a minute, but before I do, I just want to share with you some exciting news. Yay! We are giving away this fabulous makeup brush set. Oops. This lip brush, this makeup brush set with the case. So it comes in this beautiful case, and we're giving this away absolutely free. So I'm going to tell you how you can get that is go to alicia360.com. There'll be a pop-up. When you click the pop-up, you'll get all the details of how you can enter to win that makeup brush set absolutely free. So go to alicia360.com to find out more. Now, I also want you to check out Win-Win Women TV, because on Win-Win Women TV, you'll find a lot of really helpful resources and more shows that you can that will help you grow and learn things you probably didn't even know that you needed in your life. But go check it out. And now on to our show. My guest today, we're talking all about makeup. Last time we talked about beauty and how to find the resources for beauty from within yourself, how to change your mindset, how to shift that. So if you missed the last episode, go check it out. It was about beauty and confidence. How do you find the beauty within yourself to build your confidence? And today we're talking about makeup. Woo! Now, as a former makeup artist, I love makeup. I've always loved makeup. And I love to help people see their beauty through my craft. But our next guest is phenomenal. She's been doing this for years, longer than I had been doing it. And I had been doing it for about 20 years, so decades. She has so much experience. And I'm not saying that because, I'm not saying that she has decades and decades of experience. I just want you to know that this is the resource that we have with us today, who's going to share some tips, some do's, some don'ts from not just my perspective, but from her perspective, because she's still in the field doing the thing. I mean, she's worked on television shows. She's worked on movie sets. She's worked on red carpets. She's worked on celebrities. You name it, she's done it. She's worked on weddings, and she continues to do this magnificent, beautiful work with her clients. And I want to welcome to the show Rory Lee, who is the founder of Makeup by Rory Lee and also the founder of her own makeup line. So Rory, come join us on the show. There you are.
How's it going?
I'm good. Listen, we had some technical issues we were working out before the show, but I'm so glad we were able to work it out and make it happen.
Find a way, make a way. That's how we
Yes,
are, right?
that's how we are. Yeah, because when you're in the field doing makeup and something starts going sideways, like you have a wedding party, and I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but you have a wedding party and they're drunk. They've partied too much the night before, and you have to make it happen. You have to make a way.
Or there's like too many emotions of tears flowing and you're trying to apply makeup and everyone's crying.
Right. So we get all of it. We get all of it. But I'm so excited to have you on the show because I think that your philosophy of makeup and my philosophy align. And
Absolutely.
and even if it didn't, I would still love to have you on the show because I think, if we had different philosophies about makeup, it still would make for a great conversation. But I think because it aligns, some of the things that I talk about with beauty and finding the beauty within yourself, we can have a really rich conversation around that, right?
I agree with you 100% because between the two of us, we do have decades of experience in working with hundreds of women. And we both have been leaders in our industry and have guided and mentored other makeup artists in our industry. And, every day is different. Every single
Yeah.
day is different. Every single job is different. And we have to learn how to, have the confidence. And that's what we're here to talk about, right? But have the confidence to go with other people's flow because we're here to serve them. They're not there to
Yes.
serve us.
Yeah, absolutely right. And there are some instances, as we mentioned before, that you get there and it's like, oh, wow. Wow.
Lots of wows.
Wow. What are we going to do here?
We're going to turn
But
it into a win. We're going to
we're
take
going
a
to turn
wow
it into
wow
a
and
win.
turn it into a
Yes.
win-win.
Win-win. Absolutely. And I want to start off this conversation about some of the do's and don'ts, especially when it comes to aging and makeup, because we've encountered it where there are some women who are trapped in certain decades of when they believe they look their best, and so they do their makeup based on that, and they've not learned how to transition anything. So that's one of my don'ts. It's like, don't get trapped in a certain time of your life when you know, you love the way your makeup looked, but your features change, your skin changes, things change about you, the structure of your face. And so, I would say that is one of my don'ts. Do you have one coming up as we talking about aging and don'ts?
My number one don't that I feed into my clients on a day-to-day basis is don't compare yourself to the person to the left, to the person to the right. Don't log into YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and see makeup trends and necessarily think that that's going to work for you. So
Mm.
for me, I think the number one key priority is for us to teach ladies how to look their absolute best, creating their very own signature style.
100%. Yes. When you look at someone on social media and they're doing the contouring and the highlighting and all the things, uh, if they're in their early 20s and you're not, you might be in your 40s or 50s,
Or
and you're
60
trying, say that again,
or 60s.
or 60s, and you're trying these trends, it may not come out the same way, because the texture of the skin is different. And so I'm very cautious about how do we adapt these things. And then unless you're really creative where you can adapt and you can say, okay, they're doing their contour line, like really severe this way and dark, and maybe I don't need that kind of severity because my skin is the shape of my face. Like I've lost that kind of baby chunkiness just right around here. And my skin is all, my cheeks are already hollowed out a little bit. So I don't need to be that severe with the contouring. But then you do that and then you look like, oh, this doesn't work. Contouring is, it's ridiculous. It's just that you haven't adapted it to the new shape of your face.
And furthermore, as we get a little older, our skin loses some elasticity. So we do have to amp up the skincare and skin preparation prior to using makeup. Our eye shapes change. I've noticed that tremendously. Like we have to understand our face shape. We have to understand our eye shape. We have to
The
understand
lids. What's
The
going on with the
yes,
droopy of the
yes,
lids?
absolutely. And utilize the right products so that it will enhance our natural beauty and not deter from it.
Correct, because that's where confidence lies, is being able to look at yourself and say, "Oh wow, yeah, I'm, you know, I'm looking good."
Mhm.
And let me talk about eyebrows for a second, because as we're talking about do's and don'ts, and we're
Okay.
kind of stuck on the don'ts a little bit. So eyebrow trends change. There are a lot of different eyebrow trends. And in my opinion, in my professional opinion, I would say find an eyebrow shape that works for your face,
Yes.
not the trend.
Yes.
Because,
Absolutely.
ooh, you can find yourself in a whole heap of trouble. There are people who are microblading or tattooing eyebrow shapes onto their eyes from 20, their face shape 20 years ago, or when they were in their early 20s or early 30s, and
Mhm.
your face shape changes, and now you're stuck with this shape of eyebrow. You hear it all the time, women who've overplucked their brows because there was a thin brow trend and now their brows won't grow back.
Right.
So be aware of your brow shape and find a or understand how to actually do your brows. So you want to do a quick demo of how to find the right brow shape for you?
And the right products to use. That's important as well. I mean, like for my line, for example, I take a minimalistic approach. However, because we do have, a different amount of hair on our eyebrows, and as we get a little older, some of the hair starts to drop out and not grow back in reality. Um, but you have an eyebrow pencil, you have an eyebrow balm, you have an eyebrow gel. So understanding not only the brow shape, but also what products to use that will complement your face and not be a distraction. Like some trends, those eyebrows are painted on as if I'm painting a Picasso. And that doesn't necessarily coincide with the whole look that's going to enhance the beauty. It's going to actually distract from the beauty, and the
Mhm.
eyebrow is the frame to the eye. And so it's really important that those brows are feather stroked in and filled in. For myself, I have to use a tinted brow gel. I have a couple of different brow gels, but the one that I use for myself personally is tinted because I started with some sparse white hairs in my eyebrows, not as much white as that's on my head,
On their head.
but enough that it almost looks as if I don't have any hair there. So I fill them in to keep them dark for the depthness, but that's just my choice personally.
Yes, it is a personal choice for your brows. But one of the things that to be aware of, and I have a pencil, I just pulled a pencil just to do a quick little demo. So just for anybody watching, if you lay a pencil across, I can't even do it with this, but across your nose, like that's where your eyebrow needs to start. Like
That's right.
some people start their eyebrows way too far in or way too far out. But if you take this pencil's too thick, but if you take a thin pencil or you take something thin and you lay it against the side of your nose, you kind of know that's where your eyebrow starts.
That's
And
correct.
then you take that, I'm trying not to stick myself in the eye. Um, Align it with the bottom of your nose, along your nose too, and the corner of your eye, and that's where it ends. So again, you're not um, taking too much off your tail of your eyebrow. And sometimes I have to pencil in some of that because I've
Yes.
lost hair on the side here. So I have to pencil mine in a little bit more to give it the right frame for my eyes. And don't have it too severe where it's coming down because then that drags your whole face down.
Right.
And then to find your arch, I'm doing this looking in the camera, which
You're
is
doing great. You're doing
oh,
great.
so again, using your nose and going through your pupil the center of your pupil, you find that the point of where your eyebrow, if you like to have an eyebrow with a little bit of an arch to
Right.
it, that's where you find that center arch. There we go. Just a quick demo. If you don't know how to find the shape for your brow, that's a really easy trick that you can use. Now the shapes, there are all kinds of different shapes that you can use, but just to give you a little bit of an idea how to
And
find those points.
I will say this about, you know, microblading, nanoblading, and also micro shading. There are some brow artists that are really experts at what they
Phenomenal.
do, and they will take the time and they will actually explain, almost like an architectural drawing, why our eyebrows look different.
Oh God,
One
hallelujah.
eyebrow might, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other story. Because
But one
people
eyebrow
think
is
your
higher,
eyebrows,
one eyebrow is lower. Yeah, one
they're
eyebrow
not symmetrical.
comes out more, one eyebrow doesn't. I always say they're sisters, they're not
They're
twins.
not they're not identical twins, people.
Exactly, exactly. So if that brow artist, take the time, if that's something that you're considering, take the time to do the research and find a brow artist that will help you create your natural shape, not create the shape that you see on, 50 other
Instagram
women walking by.
right. Yes,
Right.
what works for your face and your eyes, your eye
Absolutely.
shape. Yeah. What will enhance that? So there are
Exactly.
some spectacular ones out there, and I've seen those who, do the drawings across but they're making them symmetrical.
Mm,
And you have to be careful if they're drawing them symmetrically onto your face when you look at it, it's going to look just a little bit off
right.
because your eyebrows are different, because your eyes are like, if you draw a line between your two sides of your face, they're different. You have a
Right.
high side and a slightly lower
Our
side.
whole body is different from
Our
one
whole
side to the
body
other. Yeah.
is
And we have to
not
get that. We have
symmetrical.
to understand that. You
Yes. So stop trying to make them. I've had clients, I don't know if you have, that look in the mirror, like I have a mirror here, that look in the mirror like this close, and they're like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh,
can
that
you?"
drives me crazy. I'm like, stretch it out a little bit because no one's going to be
Nobody's here.
that close. The camera
Nobody's looking at you,
close,
yeah, nobody's looking at you that closely. I'm
like
telling you, and if they
arms
are,
length out, arms
it
length
better be
out.
your spouse or significant other.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't think they're coming that close to you to look at your eyebrows or your eyelashes. So,
But that also plays into the whole confidence factor, because
mhm.
when I have a client that is staring so intently into a mirror, then oftentimes that's followed by a lot of self-criticism.
And insecurity, absolutely. So if you find that you're working with someone and you're doing that, like you're hypercritical, or you want them to be absolutely perfect, because makeup, again, when you look at both your eyes, because I've done makeup like this too, where I've done the line on their eye, and because of the shape of one eye and the other, if you
Mhm.
look at it so closely, you'll see that it looks differently. But
Right,
when you pull back, it complements each other.
right.
So
Perfect case
your
in
makeup is
point.
to complement, not to be
Absolutely.
absolutely symmetrical. And that's one of the challenges that sometimes clients, if you're getting your makeup done, recognize that if the artist does a wing up this way on one eye, because when you're looking at it like this, because you have to close your eye to see it, and then you look at it like this, it might be a little bit different.
Right.
And you're complaining about that little subtle difference, it's because your eye shape, when your eye is open, looks
Mhm.
different.
Right. I was
And
going to
we could see
say,
that, but you can't.
right. This lady, beautiful, beautiful bride many years ago at the Diplomat. It turned out that she, from a child, had a glass eye. So
Mm.
that, the way that one eye shape started to age versus the shape of the eye with the glass eye, that took a lot of corrective makeup to make both eyes look the same. And so, to your point, our eye shapes are different ever so slightly. And so as a client, trust the artist to create that corrective makeup and to create that look so that your eyes, your everything looks exactly the same. But don't be disappointed if one eye looks, you hear photographers say, what's your better side? Or you hear ladies say, what's my better side? Well, that's because when you look at an angle this way versus an angle that way, we're going to look different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where
Absolutely.
that whole quote unquote better side came in. So I just wanted to make that
Yeah, I
point.
just tell them all my sides are my better side because I had to reinforce that for myself because I used to think none of my sides were good sides.
It's inside. It's an
It's
inside
inside.
job. It's an
So yes, it's 100% an inside job.
yeah,
Makeup is there to enhance what you already believe about yourself.
correct.
Um, and I wanted to just, so we're talking about like as a client of a makeup artist, how to be a good client because that plays into your confidence too. You want to be able to trust the makeup artist that's doing work on you, but you also have to you have to work with the artist, not against them.
Right. We're a
When I
team.
used to
We're
do my
a team.
contracts, I would say that, you have to agree to work with me to get the best result that you want and not
Absolutely.
against me. Because if you nitpick everything when you're insecure and you nitpick at everything, we can't do our best work for you because you're having challenges seeing the beauty in you as
Mm,
well.
right.
So it's what I've learned is as an artist, but also as a woman who was insecure about my own beauty, is when I learned different things like what we're saying, your eyebrows are different shapes,
Right.
your eyes are different shapes, then you're not so critical about them. You're not critical about oh, this side of my face looks, like a little crooked. That's your face. You love it, It's that you don't try to fix it, just embrace what it is. So like this side of my mouth goes up and this side doesn't. So when I put my lipstick on, this side is straighter, this side curves more. I just work with it, you
Hmm.
know. I work with what I got.
We have to realize that, overall, makeup was designed to enhance a woman's natural beauty. When we're talking about beauty makeup, we're talking about feeling totally confident and comfortable from the inside out. Our skin is a living organ. We're not creating special effects.
Right.
This is
That's
not,
different. That's a whole different kind of makeup.
that's a different category in itself. This is not special effects, makeup. I cannot make a woman look like J-Lo. I cannot make a woman look like Beyonce. Beyonce looks like Beyonce. J-Lo looks like J-Lo. Alicia looks like Alicia. Rory looks like Rory. And it doesn't mean that any one of us is any less beautiful than the other. That beauty comes
Correct.
from within heart, soul, and spirit.
And you
We
have
were
to
all
believe in
made,
it.
yeah, we were all made to look different for a reason. And it doesn't mean that because of society's standards, I'm about to get on my soapbox here, but based on society's standards, we look at photos, and we talk about this with my nonprofit all the time. We look at, social media, we look at videos, we look at magazines, TV, film, music videos, and we think, oh my gosh, because they were picked, they are gorgeous. No, that is not the case. And I know you and I both have worked with some really beautiful women, but on the inside, they're so hurt and broken that they don't even see the beauty in themselves.
I was there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was there. And I love that, that you have to work on the inside as well.
Mm-hmm.
There are two things before we close off that I do want to share. I do want to have a conversation around. One is another big don't, because we talked about taking care of your skin. Another big don't is don't sleep in your makeup ever. Do not sleep in makeup, please. Cleanse,
That'll make me cry.
take that off your face. Take it off before you go to bed, because your skin renews. That's when you have cell turnover. That's when your skin is able to actually rejuvenate, is when you're sleeping at night. So you want to put good skincare. You want to take care of that skin and not sleep with makeup on.
Right. And use the right skincare and skin treatment products that are age appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, ladies in their 20s don't need to use the same skincare and skin treatment that I'm using in my 60s.
They need retinol. They don't need these things, and they're putting it on their skin. You don't.
Right.
Yeah. And then the other thing, before I get into that, was the packing on of makeup. So you talked a minute ago about, yes, we can make you look like J-Lo if we're doing special effects makeup, but we don't want to make you look like J-Lo. We want to make you look like the most, amped up version of you.
Right.
But I see a lot of people on socials packing on so much makeup to transform their features and their face to where you can't even recognize them anymore, as their everyday look. That again is something on the inside that needs to be addressed, because you shouldn't want to completely change the way that you look.
Agreed.
To walk out the door with makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean that, and while we're talking about different types of makeup for different decades, once your skin starts to mature a little bit, skincare and skin treatment becomes even more imperative. And additionally, the less powders and the less makeup, the less layers of synthetic makeup that you use, the more natural and the more youthful you're going to look.
Yeah. And it gives your skin opportunities to breathe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So my last thing, because we've run out of time, but my last thing I know
do this again.
we will. But my last thing I do want to talk about is natural beauty, because there are a lot of women who are choosing not to wear makeup at all. And even though we're makeup artists and you have your own line of makeup, Rory, there are women who don't want to wear makeup, don't know how to put on makeup, or don't like makeup. And for you, what Rory just shared about skincare and taking care of it, getting, treating yourself to facials, hydrofacials, treating yourself to really having your skin look and feel great. And don't neglect it because you don't want to wear makeup. There are things that you can do to really make your skin look glowy and supple and beautiful, that you don't need to wear makeup.
And there's a definition of what makeup is. I mean, for some women, and I think on my post the other day, I was talking about, because we have this makeup bag giveaway. You're giving away brushes, I'm giving away a makeup bag. But we were talking about what are your on-the-go essentials. For some women, it could be lipstick. I mean, I'd be happy as long as I'm doing my skincare and my skin treatment, a little bit of brow gel and my lipstick, I'm happy. For some women, it's their powder. For some women, it's their concealer and mascara. It's their eyeliner and mascara. So creating that signature look that enhances your natural features and enhances your natural beauty. What are those essential items? What are those items? And that's what, our brand stands for and has always stood for, on the go essentials, because our clients are women. Yeah, there are women too. We're all each other's women, right?
Right. Yes.
We're busy. I mean, like, who has time? Who has time every day I have TV people, they don't have a choice, where they're in front of the mirror for, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes getting prepared because they're going to be on camera for the duration. But for a day-to-day enhance your natural beauty look, it can be done in just a couple of minutes with a couple of products.
Yes, absolutely. We are out of time, but I wanted you to tell people how they can get a hold of you, how they can reach you if they want to know more about your skin, about your makeup line, and some of your tips.
Absolutely. It's simple. Rory Lee, RORYLEE, that's my name, rorylee.com. That's the brand. If you go to my website, rorylee.com, you'll find all my social media links there. And I offer complimentary consultations. I'm a servant spirit. We have a nonprofit. We're willing to, to give advice. We're willing to give suggestions. We do consultations. We do tutorials. And of course, I have an amazing team that also jumps in and helps with, with taking care of our clients, makeup, hair, wardrobe, and all.
Excellent. And you know what else? Rory is going to be launching her YouTube channel or relaunching her YouTube channel. So she's going to have some videos on there too for you to check out. So
Yes.
Go to rorylee.com to find out more. And as for me, go to Alicia360.com to find out about the makeup brush set that I showed earlier, as well as connect with me for any other information that you want to know about our shows or to be a guest on the show. And with that, I want to encourage you to be bold, to be brave, and every day step out and do one thing, even if it's just to put on a little lipstick or, take care of your skin, go get a facial, do one thing to help you step out with audacious confidence. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV.